Yes, good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It is starting 11 prediction time for tomorrow's game in Perth against St Johnstone. First things first, if the weather's anything like that tomorrow morning, the game might not go ahead after all, but we're here to look ahead to it and preview it anyway. And we come into it off the back of that 2-0 defeat in Rome to Lazio on Tuesday night. Ultimately, another disappointing, heart-wrenching late defeat away from home in the Champions League for Celtic. Kind of puts the campaign to bed for us now. We're going to finish bottom of the group. We've got that one fixture to fulfil against Feyenoord in 10 days' time or so. But I think the club have to go back to the drawing board and really sort things out in terms of the squad. Brendan Rodgers seemed confident yesterday. I think the press conference focused a lot on the quality of the squad, the kind of business the club want to do in January. Brendan Rodgers seemed confident that the club can go out and get the quality and fix the holes in the squad that there is. And obviously, you're thinking about next year, if we can go and win the title, can we get into the new format of the Champions League, play 8 games instead of 6? Can we get the squad to a place where it's more equipped to compete? That's the big question. That's the big question. Why was it not done this season? Why has it not been done in the previous seasons? Why for the last 10, 15 years have we been steadily regressing at that level? That's the big questions. That's the big outstanding things that need addressed as we go into January and as we approach next summer as well. But anyway, we're back to domestic duty tomorrow. This video is sponsored by William Hill, Celtic's official betting partner. You can catch all the match odds by clicking the link in the description below. We've teamed up with William Hill to give away some great prizes throughout this season. We've got another competition coming up hopefully next week, so stay tuned to the starting 11 prediction for that. And the good news is we've got Kenny's details. We're going to send them out, the signed shirt, in the coming week. We're still waiting on Toasted Toast, so if you're watching, send us your details. We've replied to your comment on the winning video. So if you can see it, go and give us your details and we'll get the signed shirt out to you as well. If not, we will have to redraw the second winner of the signed shirt. But as always, 18 plus, visit begambleaware.org. St Johnstone come into this game off the bottom of the table. Craig Levein in charge now. They've had 2 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat from those 4 games under him. I think they'll obviously set up to be really difficult to beat. We know that it's not always the best surface up there, and as I say, with the weather, even if the game does go ahead, you expect the conditions to be difficult. And the one concern I've got about this Celtic team at the minute is we don't really look capable of breaking teams down when they're sitting deep. Some weeks we're absolutely fine, but then others we just look like we're never going to score in a month of Sundays. So that's the concern. You would expect Palmer to come back in. He wasn't available on Tuesday night, but he did play against Motherwell last week. And that team against Motherwell, there's not a lot of changes to be made to that team for the game tomorrow. So we've just got to guard against that sort of slow tempo, letting the game drift away from us and not having any urgency until 75, 80 minutes. That's not a way to approach these games. And when teams like St Johnstone are down there fighting for their lives and they're going to defend deep, you need to start the game with urgency. There's no point in waiting to 70, 80 minutes till you're running out of time to start playing with real tempo, real speed, a bit of urgency, trying to make things happen. That's what we've done too often this season. In the 3 draws we've had, that's been the pattern. We've started far too slowly, we've moved the ball far too slowly, and we've paid the price for it by dropping 2 points each time. We can't afford another one of those, and we have to guard against that tomorrow from minute 1. So let's get to the team then, and we'll start in goals like we always do with Joe Hart. I'm going to go with Johnstone at right back, Carter Vickers, Scales and Taylor completing the back 4. Don't think there's any changes really to be made there. I would like to see Nawrocki back in the squad, maybe get some minutes. I don't know what his status is. He came back from the injury, he was back on the bench. I think there's been 1 or 2 games recently where he hasn't made the bench, spent £4 million plus on him in the summer, looked impressive in those early games before he tore his hamstring at Rugby Park. So I'd like to see him maybe back in contention. I'm not saying that he should come in and replace Scales immediately, but I'd like to see him maybe come back in, because I think we can improve in defence and I think we need to. I think even domestically we're giving up too many cheap goals, too many cheap chances. I think we can definitely get better there, but I don't think there'll be any changes in that department tomorrow. In midfield, I'm going McGregor, O'Reilly and David Turnbull. Got another goal against Motherwell for the penalty spot last week. He's in good goal scoring for him domestically. Paulo Bernardo did play on Tuesday as I thought he would. I think I got 11 out of 11 on Tuesday actually for the starting lineup. But Bernardo, you can see that he brings good intensity. He does bring those legs I was talking about in terms of closing people down when you have to do that in Europe. But I think his quality on the ball really let him down. He had a great opportunity in the first half where he wins the ball back and he's in behind the Lazio midfield and he's got an option for Kyogo, a great option to play Yang in. And he plays a really short pass, really poor pass intercepted by a Lazio defender. It's just those moments where you need the quality. And we don't have that in the Champions League. That's the thing that's killing us. When you get those opportunities, which are brief in those games, particularly away from home, you need to kill. You need to take the opportunity. You need to at least get a chance from it, get a shot and goal. But more importantly, you need to score. And those wee opportunities we didn't do enough with on Tuesday night. The big concern for me in midfield, a lot of people have been saying this for a long time, talking to different people after the game as well, as a common thread. I don't feel like we've got enough physicality in midfield. I don't feel like we're quick enough, strong enough. Even when there's turnovers against us in midfield, you're looking for somebody to just destroy, intercept, kill the opposition's counter-attack, and we don't have players with those qualities in midfield. Callum McGregor is an excellent footballer. What a player he has been for Celtic. But sitting in that deep defensive role, he doesn't have those defensive qualities I'm talking about. He's not big and physical and strong. He's not the quickest player in the world. I think that's the thing, and I'm not saying that we need to replace Callum McGregor. It could be in one of those other central midfield positions, but I feel like we need a bit of physicality, we need a bit of size, we need a bit of strength, because away from home, particularly in Europe, you need that. You need to be able to compete. You need to be able to break up the play when you're getting attack after attack against you, stem the flow a bit, and really win the battle physically in midfield. And I don't think we've got the makeup and the qualities to do that the way the midfield is right now. And I think again on Tuesday that could be seen. Front three, no changes from last weekend against Motherwell. Yang, Palma, and Kyogo through the middle. Palma obviously a boost coming back in. He wasn't brilliant against Motherwell, but he'd just come back from his travels internationally. Hopefully he can be a big player for us in terms of unlocking that St Johnstone defence tomorrow. We know that, as I say, they'll defend deep, they'll make it difficult for us, they'll have lots of men behind the ball. We need Palma to unlock a door. But again, the threads last week were not getting to the byline enough, maybe not using Taylor's overlap enough. Same on the other side, Yang, we need a lot more from him. I think on Tuesday night he took the safe option far too many times. He was dispossessed too easily. That's a common theme since Yang has arrived at the club in the game time that he's had. He gives up possession too easily. And again, that gets back to signing players in the summer that weren't prepared. We weren't ready to be at the level to compete in Europe. And even in some domestic games, we've looked short of being ready, of having players that are ready-made to come in and cope with the demands of playing for Celtic. That's a big problem for us. We need better performances out of Yang, better performances out of Palma, and I'm sure some of you think a better performance out of Kyogo as well. Again, on the periphery the other night, he had 2 chances in the game, maybe a shot for the edge of the box early in the first half, and then really early in the second half, 2 or 3 minutes in, he puts that one wide of the post for the right-hand side of the penalty area. We're not getting enough service to him in domestic games, I would say that, and I think with there's been a couple of occasions where O's come off the bench and they've both stayed on the pitch, but you go back to Motherwell last week and Kyogo was brought off 60-65 minutes along with Palma. I think we have to keep Kyogo on the pitch when we're looking for a goal. He's always on the move, he's always ready to pounce when the ball falls to him and you back him to put it away. So in a game like last week where it's locked at 0-0 and we're chasing a goal, I would like us to keep Kyogo on the pitch, and if that means playing O up with him together, then so be it. But I don't think we can afford, given the quality we've got up in that front three, we can't afford to be taking Kyogo off the pitch, because the problem last week was who were we turning to late in the game to break the deadlock for us. We had Johnstone on, we had Forrest on, we had O, but you can't really rely on either of those players right now to be the man to step up and get a goal for you when you really need it. The goal we did get late last week came for the penalty spot, but we've got to have a lot more quality in this game, a lot more quality. And after 2 games without a win, the draw last week, the defeat during the week, we've got to get back to winning ways tomorrow at McDiarmid Park. So there you go. That's the team I think Brendan Rodgers will go with. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below. Like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already, we'll see you after the game tomorrow with the full-time reaction. Thank you.